Good morning, scholars. Welcome back to another day of virtual learning. So today for math, we are going to be working on subtraction. And today's actually a really exciting day because you guys are going to do a lot of independent work and then you're going to come back and double check your answers. So let's go ahead and grab that scratch piece of paper and get started. So I have 10 cubes. And I'm going to take some away, and I want you guys to count how many I took away. Get ready. Okay, so I took some cubes away. Go ahead and count how many I took away. You're right, I took away 3. So now I want to represent our equation and our number blocks in a number bond. Now, here's my number bond, and as you can see, it's blank. So I need to fill in my whole and my parts. Now, my big circle at the top, we call this our whole. We call this our whole. So that means how many cubes did I have all together? Right, I had 10 cubes all together. So in my big circle, I'm going to draw or write. I'm going to write the number 10. And then my two little circles, these are my parts. These are my parts. So how many cubes do I have left over? So how many cubes are left over? This column right here is my leftover column. Go ahead and count and fill in your number bond to represent your first part, or how many cubes are left over. Okay, let's see if you guys have the same answer as mine. 7. We had 7 cubes left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, my second part represents the number of cubes I took away. So remember, you guys already counted how many I took away. So go ahead and fill in the last part of the number bond. You're right, it's 3. So our number bond shows us that 7 and 3 make 10. 7 and 3 make 10. Or we can say 10 minus 3, because we took 3 cubes away, equals 7. So 10 minus 3 equals 7. Okay, now for our next problem. This is where we're getting independent. So get ready to have your scratch piece of paper and follow along to my story. So listen to the story and draw a picture. Ella had 9 grapes. She shared 4 grapes. Write a number sentence to match the picture. I'm going to read that again, and then you guys are going to work independently on your scratch paper. Ella had 9 grapes. She shared 4 grapes. Now write a number sentence to match the picture. So go ahead and draw your picture to represent our story, and then fill in the number sentence. I started it for you below. When you're ready to come back, just go ahead and unpause the video and check your work. Okay, so our story tells us that Ella had 9 grapes. So I know that I need to draw 9 grapes to start with. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then it says she shared 4 grapes. So when you share, are you getting more grapes? Or are you giving a friend some grapes? If you said you were giving them to a friend, you are correct. And I know that when we are giving something, we're taking it away from our group. So we need to go ahead and X out 4 grapes. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use a red marker. I'm going to X out 4. Now I'm going to start from my last grape. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now that I've X'd or crossed out 4 grapes, I need to label what is left over. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use blue to figure out what is left over. How many grapes does Ella have left over? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now it's time to fill in my number sentence. Now, remember back to our previous lessons that when it comes to subtraction problems, you always start with your biggest number or your total. Again, you always start with the biggest number or your total. So remember back to our story, Ella had 9 grapes. So the story told me our total or the first number to start with. So I'm going to write 9 here. And since she shared 4 grapes, I'm going to subtract the number of grapes I crossed out. That was 4. So 9 minus 4 equals, and I already labeled what was left over. So I can quickly look at my picture and see that 5 is left over. So I can see that 9 minus 4 equals 5. So 9 take away 4 equals 5. Or 9 take away 4 equals 5. Okay, get ready for the next problem. Listen to the story and draw a picture. There are 10 bears. 4 bears went to sleep in a cave. How many bears are left? Write a number sentence to match the picture. So go ahead and pause the video and draw your picture, and then come back and check your work. Okay, scholars, so now that you have done the work on your own, it's time to check your work together. So it says there are 10 bears. So I'm going to draw 10 bears. Now, drawing 10 bears are a little tricky, so I'm just going to draw circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The rest of my problem says 4 bears went to sleep. So in a cave. So they left to go to sleep. So I need to take those 4 bears away. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use a red marker just so you guys can see. So I need to take away 4 bears. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm crossing these out because the 4 bears went to sleep in a cave, so they left. So we are taking those bears away. Now, Our last step before we can do our number sentence is we need to label the rest of our problem. So we're now labeling how many bears are left. Let's go ahead and start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I now see that there are 6 bears left over, which means I can now fill in my number sentence below. Remember, it's a subtraction problem because we took the bears away. So our first box is always our biggest number, or our whole. And in our problem, we learned that there were 10 bears. So I'm going to go ahead and write 10. 10 minus, remember I took away 4 bears because they went to sleep. So I'm going to write 4. So 10 minus 4 equals, and I've already done the work and labeled, so I can quickly see that there were 6 bears left over. So 10 minus 4 equals 6. 10 minus 4 equals 6. So 10 take away 4 is 6. So 10 take away 4 is 6. Now it's time for our exit ticket. So go ahead and pause this screen, complete the exit ticket, and then come back to check your work. So your exit ticket says, choose the mixing number. 10 minus 6 equals blank. So I'm going to really quick draw a picture to represent 10 minus 6 equals 10 or equals blank. And I remember that our first number is always our total. So I need to draw 10 circles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it says 10 minus 6. So remember, this sign tells us that we need to cross it out. So when we see the minus sign, we need to cross it out. So I'm going to go ahead and cross out 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I'm going to label what's left over so I can not make any mistakes here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I see that 10 minus 6 equals the number 4. So our correct answer is 4. Nice job, everyone. Go ahead and remember to practice your flashcards. The link is down below, and I will see you tomorrow for another lesson. Have a wonderful day. Bye.